Yes, good morning all of you. I hope you all are fit and fine, enjoying your winter. है ना? So let's start with today's class. Yesterday in the class, the last topic which we discussed, that was the industrial disasters. We see how because of irresponsible handling of hazardous materials and the technical issues that created the industrial disasters over there. Except that some of the measures also we discussed how we can reduce that type of industrial disasters and all. Okay, so today what we will see? Acha, tell me one thing first of all. Up to here, content is clear to you all? Here, one of the part of the chapter it is completed, where we see ki what is industries. I explain you, industries are the secondary activity in which we can say all that economic activities included of making the finishing products. After that, next we see in this chapter ki whatever factors are there which can affect the industry, location of industry. And in that fact, we see location of the industry, it is affected by the currency, labors, water, power supply, land, transport, etc. And before that, we study over there ki how many types of industries are there. And in that, we divide the industries into the three parts on the basis of their raw material, on the basis of their size, and on the basis of their honor. On the basis of their raw material, we see like we have industries like marine based industry, forest based industries, agro based industries, and the mineral based industries. Then on the base of size, we see small scale industries and large scale industries. There we see on the basis of the labor who are working over there, investment which we are making over there, or the number of production and all. Then we see honor based industry on the basis of ownership. Then we see four parts: private industry which is honored by the individual or the group of individual, public industry which is honored by the state or the government, joint sector industry which is operated by the government plus individuals, and fourth we see that cooperative industries which is operated by the individual plus their suppliers and workers. Except that next we see over here like what is the industrial system. In industrial system, I explain you the industrial system is also just like the computer system, and in that we see as like the input processing and output is there in the computer system, same we are following in the industrial system also. Whatever our labors are there, capital is there, machineries are there, raw material is there, all are the part of input. Then whatever activity is happening over there in the industries to make the finishing product, that is our processing. And whatever manufactured product is there, that is our output. Then next topic which we discussed, that was the industrial region. And I told you all the industries which are located in the same place close to each other for the sharing their common benefit, that is known as industrial region. And all those area where many of the industrial regions are located, that is known as industrial belt. And finally, in last topic yesterday we discussed about that industrial disasters and all, where we see ki when in an irresponsible way hazardous or poisonous substance is handled over there in the industries, or some of the technical issues are there, because of that industrial disasters are happening. And in that we see the example of Bhopal gas tragedy also, and one of the gas well burst of that China also. So I hope up to here everything is clear in your mind. Yes or no? If it is clear, then show me your thumbs up. Yes ma'am, all these things are clear to us. Very good. Industrial cluster. Industrial cluster, it means the group of industries. Okay. Now we will come to our next topic, and our next topic it is Distribution of major industries. What do you mean by distribution of major industries? Here we can say which type of major industries we have in the world. What type of majorly industries we have, that we will see over here. Just you see major industries which are there in the world. That industries are iron and steel industry, textile industry, and the information and technology industry. How many majorly industries we have? Majorly or mainly we have three industries: iron and steel industry, textile industry, and information and technology industry. In this, if we are talking here, iron and steel industry plus the textile industry, these are known as the older industry. Matlab from the very long time they are working here in the world. But information and technology industry, it is known as emerging industry. Now if you will ask, ma'am, what is emerging industry? Emerging industry, just like sunrise or the new form of work is happening over there. As like we are saying IT department, IT technology. Now you can see Silicon Valley of California plus Bangalore in India. These are the places where we have so many IT technology industries are there. So many IT departments are there where many number of people, they all are working in this. Okay. So about that all things we will study now in this content. So I hope whatever already I explained in the class, that is clear to you all, and what I will explain now, that will be also clear. So keep in your mind, if anyone will ask you, iron and steel industry and the textile industry, they are the type of older industries, and the information and technology industry, that is known as the emerging industry, and the another name of emerging industry, that is the sunrise industry. That is the sunrise industry. In this information and technology, like we can say new kind of software they are making, new kind of like we can say technologies and all, they are developing over here. Okay. Now just see here some of the countries are giving iron and steel industries. Mainly iron and steel industries, they are located in Germany, USA, China, Japan, and Russia. And there only if you will see textile industries, these are located in India, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. Taiwan is also located in Asia only. And the third one is there, information technology industry, or we can say IT industry. IT industries, these are located in Silicon Valley of Central California and Bangalore region in India. So these are the majorly we can say places are there where we found this type of industries. So I hope this is clear to you all. Show me your thumbs up if this is clear to you all. Okay, very nice. Now students, we will come to our first topic, that is the iron and steel industry. Now in iron and steel industry, if you will see, iron and steel industry, that is also known as feeder industry. That is also known as feeder industry. Why it is also known as feeder industry? Because what is happening in iron and steel industry? In iron and steel industry, they are producing the raw material, which they are doing the supply to other industries, and other industries will take that raw material for making their maybe machineries, equipments, tools, electronic, etc. Okay. So because of that, we can say iron and steel industry, that is known as the feeder industry, because it is providing the raw material to another industries. Okay. And in iron and steel industry, if you will see, here also we are giving input, processing is happening over there, and finally we are getting our output. How it is? Let's see. First of all, input which we are giving in iron and steel industry. That input is iron ore, coal, limestone, labors, capital. Capital I already told you, it means money, site, matlab the particular area, and the infrastructure. Infrastructure just like the base, how they are establishing that industry and all that things. Okay. And except that if you will see, ki ma'am, what kind of processing is happening over there? Many of the stages are there, many of the way are there, which they are working over there. Okay, yes, money bhai, very good. So we can say they are getting only the raw material like coal they have, iron ore they have, limestone they have, and after that the process which they are doing over there to get the steel, that process is only known as the processing, and finally the steel which they are getting, that is their output. Okay, so let's see. All of you, if you have book, there also you can see, and who not have book, they can see on the board, you will understood. Who have book, they can see on page number 55, upper side it is 8 ton of coals, 4 tons of iron ore, 1 ton of limestone. When these things are putting in the, like we can say, blast furnace, that time the output which we are getting, that is the 1 ton of steel. Okay. Who having book, they can see there the blast furnace. In blast furnace, students, just see. Here we have tape hole for iron. This one side sludge is there. Okay. This one side hot air is blast from here. If you will not able to see, so I will draw a rough diagram over here. So you will come to know. Now something just like we can say cylinder. As we have the gas cylinder, something of that type we have the blast furnace. And in blast furnace, this side one of the, like we can say, area is there which is known as sludge. Okay, and here one of the more area is there where we find the molten iron. Okay, from where we get that. And from the upper side, what happened? From the upper side, they are keeping the raw material. Just like limestone they are putting there, iron ore they are putting there, coal they are putting there. और फिर इसमें क्या किया जाता है? They make the blast of hot air in this blast furnace. क्या किया जाता है? They are making the blast of the hot air in this furnace, and as the blast will happen, when the temperature will come 1500 degrees Celsius. When the temperature will come 15 degrees Celsius, that time this iron ore and all start melting over there. And when they will melt, smoke will go from downside and the liquid will come downside, which is the, like we can say, light liquid. Just like कहते जो कचरा होता है, along with the sludge it will come out, they will collect it here, and in that also many of the another, like we can say, raw materials are there which are separated afterwards. And from this side, if you will see where molten iron is writing, from there they are getting the raw material. Understood? So we can say blast furnace, that is the type of the process, and you will see the layer outside this layer, these are made of brick. This outer layer of the blast furnace, these are made up of brick, which can be, like we can say, have the capacity कि up to the 1000 degrees Celsius temperature they can bear. वो लोग मतलब tolerate कर सकते हैं 2000 degree Celsius तक को भी अपने अंदर. Understood? So I hope in the little way, like whatever we have in the introduction part, that you understood कि what is the blast furnace. Look at once again, so don't keep any of the doubt in your mind. This is the blast furnace. From here they are giving the iron ore, limestone, etc. Okay. From here they do the blast of hot air inside this. And when the blast will happen, the temperature when it will reach 1500 degrees Celsius. 1500 degrees Celsius we can say. More than that, when temperature will be there, then the iron will start, like we can say, molting. Iron will come downside. Whatever the impurity is there, that will come out by the sludge, this side. And whatever the molten iron we have, that will come, that will collect from this side. Okay, so this is the processing, and the whatever molten iron we are getting, that is our output, which we are getting by this blast furnace. Is that clear? Now maybe question is there in your mind, ki ma'am, why this is known as the blast furnace only? Why not has any other kind of name it has? It is known as the blast furnace because in this they are making the blast of the hot air, and on the that basis only this one machine that is known as the blast furnace tool. Is that clear, all of you? Show me your thumbs up if it is clear, or if now also you have any doubt, write in your rough notebook. As the class will over, you can ask. Okay, now just see what is saying. Here the refine of, like we can say, steel iron, it is happening. And if you will see steel is the tough, like we can say, one of the metal which can be saved and cut in, and they make the wires of that. They make the alloy of the steel. What do you mean by alloy? Alloy is the type of metal which is made up by the mix up of two metals. Okay. Alloy of the steel also can be made by adding the small amount of other metal. Matlab alloy of steel they are making. And what do you mean by this alloy? Alloy means the metal which is made up by the mix up of two metals. Okay. What is alloy? Alloy is the type of metal which is made up by the mix up of two metals. And except that here it is giving ki steel, or we can say iron and steel industry, or if a particular metal we are taking, that steel is the type of metal that is known as the backbone of the modern industry. What is steel? Steel is the metal which is known as the backbone of all the industries. Question is there? Why? Yes or no? Because if you will see all the industries, whether they are making the needle up to the ship, they all needed the steel in their industry as a raw material. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so we can say all the industries, whether they are making any kind of like pin, safety pin, or they are making any kind of machineries, they are making any kind of like pouches and all, in all that things, definitely they required iron and steel. That's why it is known as the backbone of modern industry. If anyone will ask you, which metal is known as the backbone of modern industry, what will be your answer? Write in your chat box. Chalo. You have 30 seconds, write in your chat box. If anyone will ask which metal is known as the backbone of modern industry, what will be your answer? Very good all of you. Now here I have some of the figures. Just you see in this picture how they are molding that, how they are giving the shape to the steel. Okay, in this figure you see here, this is the alloy of the steel, and here they are making the, like we can say, that Hindi mein bolte hain sariya, like the wires and all which are made up of steel. Okay, so I hope students, why the steel it is known as the backbone of the industries, or why steel is so much required over there, that is clear to you all. Now we will come to our next topic, and in next topic we will see, like time to time what happened, the thinking of the people. Earlier what happened, they were establishing the industries into any other area, afterward in any other area. Matlab, as the time passed, they changed the locations of the industries. Okay, how they change, or whatever the things are there which they give the more priority, about that we will see now. So look at here, first one, before the 1800 AD. AD means Anno Domini, or after Christ. As you know, we have the calendar after Christ, before Christ, etc. So here the meaning of AD means Anno Domini, or after Christ also we can say. So before 1800 year, iron and steel industry, these were located where raw material, power supply and the running water were easily available. Okay, Just look at here, if you have book, in that book figure 5.7. In this first number where they established the industries, before the year 1800, the people who were establishing the industries, they were feeling कि where we have to establish the industry, where we get the raw material very easily, where power supply will be there, and the water we get very easily. When I explain you the chapter, I told you कि the factors which are required for like locate any of the industry, in that if some of the factors we get, so we can establish our industry there. Okay, so in that sense, before the year 1800, people were located their industries where they are getting the raw material, power supply and running water. But after that, what happened? After that, people, they just changed their location. Now they were locating the industries or the factories nearby the coal field and close to the canals and railway. Coal field means easily they can get the raw material, and canals and railway. So what will happen? They can easily do the, like we can say, transport facilities and all, they can use easily over there. Okay, so because of that, afterwards what they are doing? Afterwards they are using the places where they can get the coal very easily, and they can get the canals and the railways. Matlab water, transportation plus raw material. Three things were there whom they start giving the priority. Now next we will see after 1950, like almost we can say after independence, because 1947 our country get independent. So after independence, industries were located on the large area flat land near the seaports. Matlab water facility was the most priority over there, plus transportation. As you know, in class 6 you study over there sea route. What do you mean by sea route? Sea route, it is the very cheapest means of transport. Easily, in a very cheap rate, we can transport by the sea transport. So what happened? After 1950, the things which the people were giving the priority for the location of the industries, that was area where there should be flat land should be there, so transportation will be easy, plus nearby the seaports. When seaports are there, so by the sea transport and all, easily they can transfer their goods from one area to another area, or easily they can export their goods. So I hope students, like why in the location of the industry, how it is changed years after year, that is clear to you all. Look at once again. Before the 1800, they give the priority the area where they got the raw material, power supply and water. There they will establish their industry. And after that they give the priority to the raw material, just like coal fields and all, and canals and railway. Matlab water, transport and raw material. And after 1950 they give the priority to the flat land and seaports. So easily their transport should be also happen over there, plus easily they can get the water facilities and all. So I hope this is clear to you all. Yes or no? Show me your thumbs up, na? Then only I will see how you all understand the things. Now, if you will see in India, many of the industries are developed over there. Many of the industries are, like we can say, located in India. So, what kind of advantages they have? What kind of advantages they have? That we will see now. In India, they can get the raw material very easily. Labors are very cheap, because in India, what we have? Many of the people, they not have any kind of job. बेरोजगारी है यहाँ पर. People, they wanted the job, and because of that only easily they can get the labors in the cheap rate. After that, transport is there, market facilities are there. Just like if you will see steel producing center, matlab the industries which are located or which are producing the steel, like Bhilai is there, Durgapur is there, Burnpur is there, Jamshedpur is there, Rourkela is there, Bokaro is there. And these are the industrial region, we can say. Mainly they are located in West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Except that after this, if you will see some more are there, that is Bhadarwati, Vijayanagar in Karnataka, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh and Salem in Tamil Nadu. So we can say the industries which are established in India. Why they are establishing in India? Like suppose industries which are there nearby the Maharashtra, Ahmedabad, etc. Easily they are getting the raw material, they have the cheap labors, easily they can do the export of their goods and all. Okay, so many of the factors they have, because of that easily they can work out over there. Now, two parts of the chapter is completed. One in which we see about the what is industry, what type of industry, whatever their factors, whatever the disasters, etc. Second part we see about the industrial reason, about the like we can say types of industry, about the raw materials and all, or whatever types of industries are there. Now tomorrow, like tomorrow the test is there, Monday onwards, we will see the third part of the industries in which we will do the case study. Here we will study about the industries, some of the case study we will do of the textile industries and iron and steel industries. So I hope whatever I explain you today that is clear to you all. Rest we will explain in our next topic.